How's it going, everyone? Been covering a lot of digital deals recently with the Golden Week sale and the under $20 sale going on right now. Some great digital deals, don't get me wrong, but I know a lot of you guys still love your physical copies of games, and I got you covered in today's video. A lot of deals available at Best Buy. For the most part, from what I can see, Amazon is price matching the majority of them, so yeah, do bear that in mind if you'd rather buy your games on Amazon. You got Amazon Prime, I imagine a lot of you guys do, although I did cancel my Amazon Prime recently, and I had it canceled for a whopping 2 days because I can't live without the 2-day shipping. But nonetheless, let's get right into the deals themselves. Some pretty good ones again. Yakuza Like a Dragon, $40 off for $19.99. This is a pretty good deal. Digitally, I believe the Hero Edition is like 28 bucks, which is like a good deal, but if you want the base game, if you want it physically, $19.99 for Yakuza Like a Dragon is a really good deal. Obviously a little bit of a different game than your mainline Yakuza titles, but Yakuza Like a Dragon is still quite a good game. More of an RPG, but still has that wackiness, the zaniness. Some of the summonings are a little bit wacky, but a lot of content in the game as well, and a pretty good story in there. If you like the Yakuza games in the past, you're going to get that same vibe out of Like a Dragon, but obviously a little bit different from a gameplay standpoint. If you've never played Yakuza, I would recommend you to start off with the Yakuza Origins collection, which is on sale right now on the PSN store. I think it's like $12.50 or something like that. Really good deal there, but Like a Dragon for $19.99 is also a pretty good buy. Next up, we have Deathloop, which is $35 off for $24.99. I unfortunately did not play enough of this game. It came out during a pretty rough time for me as far as playing video games. Like Tales of Arise came out right around that time, and there was like another game that I was playing, so Deathloop kind of took a backseat. It got really good reviews. My friends that have played it talk pretty highly about it. It's one that I'm gonna eventually go back and play, probably within the next month or two, and get more of an idea of what it is. But I remember it was getting like 10 out of 10s from a lot of outlets, and some of the rhetoric from the consumers themselves was a bit different. But nonetheless, $25 for Deathloop. Pretty sizable discount, so I thought I would mention that. Next up, we have Immortals Fenyx Rising, which is down to $14.99. One of those Ubisoft new IPs that I actually thought was really good and unfortunately did not seemingly get a lot of buzz. It came out, I want to say, in 2020 and like December of 2020, so a really bad time. I think the PS5 and Series X had just come out. People were kind of like broke buying those consoles, if you did get one. And Immortals Fenyx Rising kind of went to the wayside, rocketed down in price really quickly. It's a very colorful open world action adventure game. If you're looking for something a little bit more on the lax side, I think you'll have fun with Immortals Fenyx Rising, honestly, at 15 bucks. Now, full $60, absolutely not, but 15 bucks, I think you're gonna get something worthwhile here. And apparently there's a sequel in development. We'll see if that comes to fruition, because I find that kind of surprising. I didn't think this game did gangbuster numbers from a commercial standpoint, but hey, hopefully a sequel does happen. I'd definitely check it out. Next up, I'll give a mention to Cyberpunk 2077. By far not the cheapest price. It's down to 17 bucks at Best Buy, $13 off. It's a good deal, don't get me wrong. Digitally, this game is going down to like 25 bucks, so physical, if you want to like save money, if that's the whole name of the game for you and you don't care between digital and physical, physical's the way to go. But bear in mind, this game was down to 5 bucks. The day it went down to 5 bucks, we did a video on it about a month or two ago, and yeah, like that deal was awesome. And Cyberpunk 2077 itself, if you assess it for what it is today, really don't think it's that bad of a game. A lot of you guys meme on me for even considering that to be a statement, but yeah, like I wouldn't be playing it on the PlayStation 4 just because it's a train wreck on the PS4, but the PS5 version, performance-wise, is pretty good, and they've made a lot of improvements. There's an expansion on the way. If you're not going to pick it up now, ultimately, I imagine that this is going to be a Witcher 3 situation where there is going to be like a complete edition. Can't call it the Game of the Year edition by any stretch of the imagination, but like a complete edition with the expansion, but I imagine that's not going to be out for like a year and a half, so you're probably going to have to wait a while for that. So if you want to check out the game, if you want a pretty good RPG, 17 bucks I think is a good buy, like the perfect price for the game. Alright, what else we got? Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, 50% off for 30 bucks at Best Buy. Not a great price for this. I should note that if you want to buy a used copy, you can get a used copy over at Gamefly for $18, which is pretty good. I love Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, however, and I'm not like a big superhero guy. You guys probably know that. I still haven't watched the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I gotta get around to doing that. But yeah, this was my like first exposure to Guardians of the Galaxy as an IP. Love Star-Lord. I think he has become one of my favorite superheroes. In all honesty, I loved him in this game. Thought he was hilarious. The rest of the cast is pretty good. I know some people weren't hot on the gameplay. I thought it was fine. I do know the combat isn't like amazing, but I thought the utilization of the other Guardians' powers into combat was pretty cool. The platforming sections are good. There's some interesting puzzles. Story is solid. Music is really good. Visually, it's pretty good. Overall, like, wouldn't say $60, but at $30, I think it's a pretty good buy. Or $18 for a used copy at GameFly. Do also want to give a shout to Lost Judgment, which is down to $30 at Best Buy. Play Judgment first if you haven't, but Lost Judgment is a pretty good follow-up on that. Another game with a ton of content. If you're familiar with the Yakuza-style games, you'll feel right at home with the Judgment games as well. Hopefully we get another title in this franchise. I know that's a little bit in flux. I don't know what the word is on that, but hopefully that does happen, because these games have really gripping narratives, and once again has a little bit of the zaniness and wackiness that Yakuza is known for. That studio in general, they are one of the most consistent studios on the planet right now. Like, they put out games pretty frequently, and like their games are usually pretty darn good. Yakuza Like a Dragon came out in 2020, and then they followed it up with Lost Judgment just a year later. So I don't know if they just have like a big studio or what's going on, but like they're doing a great job. Keep at it. Nobody there is watching this video, but nonetheless, they are doing a great job, so I want to give them some credit. And Lost Judgment is a pretty good game as well. Sonic Colors Ultimate, $20 off for $19.99. This is a game that came out last year and went on sale like very quickly. I really enjoyed Sonic Colors. Like, I played it on the Nintendo Wii way back in the day, and I like the theme song as well. The theme song is so catchy. But Sonic Colors itself is a pretty good like 3D Sonic game. I think it's one that you guys will enjoy quite a bit. $40 was a bit pricey for the remastered version, in all honesty, but it's a fairly good game. And if you're a fan of platformers, if you're a fan of Sonic, you're probably gonna like the game. At $20, I think it's a good buy. Next up, we have Neo: The World Ends With You, $29.99. Now, ideally, you would like to play the first World Ends With You. There is an anime out if you want to watch that, but you can also just jump right into Neo: The World Ends With You. It's not the end of the world. Really enjoyed this game. I know, like, commercially it didn't do well by what Square Enix has said, but I really dug it. I thought the story was very good. I thought it had a solid cast of characters. Obviously, probably the best part about this game is the music. Like, the soundtrack in the original World Ends With You was great, and this one, it's very good as well. There's just a lot of great tracks that I even have downloaded on my phone and I listen to pretty regularly. The soundtrack's just awesome. Gameplay is solid as well, and as I said, a pretty good story. If you're a fan of JRPGs, you'll dig it. It has been holding up in price, so yes, $30 is pricey given we're coming up on almost a year since this game has come out. Yeah, it came out in July of last year, so still holding up in price, but $30 I would say is pretty good. Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory in $19.99. If you like the Kingdom Hearts music, this is a pretty good music rhythm game. Again, not one that I would say was worth the full price, but at $20, I think it's pretty good, especially if you're a fan. Alright, next up we have Tinytino Wonderlands. It is down to $45 on the PS4. The PlayStation 5 version, it's the Next Level Edition. That's $55. Yes, you have to pay a premium for the PS5 version, which is a bummer. I played this game. Look, I might just be becoming old and jaded, that is entirely a possibility, but the comedy in this game did not hit for me at all. I honestly found it more often than not pretty grating. Some people liked it, some people thought it was fine. I talked to one of my buddies that played this game, and he thought the comedy fell flat as well. The gameplay is your Borderlands fare. Does it really do anything to differentiate itself? I mean, you got like this overworld that you could go through. It's a fairly short game as well if you just go through the main story, so if you want more Borderlands, you're gonna have a fun time with it. Wonderlands, that is. It has, you know, a nice shift in the setting and some of the thematics, but, yeah, you know what you're getting yourself into, and that's not necessarily a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination. I just think, you know, I'm getting maybe just old and jaded, like I said. I might just be becoming a grumpy old man. And that is entirely possible because I thought the comedy in Borderlands 1 and 2 just was tremendous. I thought it was fantastic and, like, the right amount to still not get too overboard, but whatever the case may be, $45 is the first discount, so I thought I'd mention that. Metro Exodus Complete Edition is down to $15. Great deal on this. Obviously, you should play the Redux Collection first if you haven't, but this is a great deal that you also get the DLC, so that's very good as well. The game looks great on the PlayStation 5. I should say it plays great on the PlayStation 5. These games are super atmospheric, have a pretty good stories. They're single-player titles, but very good games. And the complete edition includes the DLC, of course, so you can get into that. Next up, this is a banger of a deal over on Amazon and Best Buy. Resident Evil 2 for $13? Holy hell, what's going on here? This is a awesome deal. Highly recommended if you have not checked out Resident Evil 2. It's a great remake. You know, a lot of people compared RE3 to RE2, and RE2 is by far the better remake. RE3 was good as well, but RE2 was just fantastic. And I'm not somebody that grew up playing Resident Evil 2, but, you know, I played it, like, well after it came out, and then I got into this remake. It remakes the game, but also stays true to the original release. Just a great, great game. Yes, it's not the lengthiest thing in the world, but 13 bucks, it's fantastic, and it's getting a PS5 upgrade this year, so that's pretty nice as well. And then lastly, do want to give a shout to Disco Elysium, the final cut. $19.99 for this. This is a game that I often recommend. I actually recommended it to some of my boys, and unfortunately, some of them really liked it, and then some of them absolutely dreaded this game. Yes, it's a lot of dialogue, it's a lot of writing, it's a lot of, you know, text that you gotta read. There's a lot of decision-making as well, and if you actually give this game a chance, I think it will ultimately hook you into the narrative, and there's quite a bit of replayability into the game, in the game as well, so $19.99 I think is a great price if you like narrative-driven games. I think Disco Elysium is one of the best ones that you can pick up. Just know what you're getting yourself into. It is a lot of dialogue, but that's kind of what makes this game, you know, Disco Elysium. So $19.99 I think is quite good. But that is going to do it for me. Again, I'll leave links to everything in the description box as well if you want to avoid my rambling ass. So yeah, links to everything in the description box below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks a lot for the support with the recent videos. We really do appreciate it. Been gaining a lot of new subscribers, so that's really great to see, because we plateaued for a little bit, but on the up and up. We got some more reviews on the way, so don't be worried about that. Just, you know, a little bit quiet period for new game release. That's why we're bringing out these deals. I know all of you guys haven't played all these games, and not spending $60 on a game is always a pretty good thing. So that's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.